Coach Greeny, the Pac-12 season has arrived. Is your Cougar team where you thought it might be before the season started with a 10-2 record going into Pac-12?
Yeah, very pleased. With our preseason, we had some great competition throughout that, and it is amazing that the Pac-12 part of our season is already here. Preseason tends to just fly by, but yeah, pleased with where we are with 10-2, and definitely start out Pac-12 with a tough schedule.
At this point in time, you are now in the single competition per day, which has to be a good thing for the Cougars. So this week you'll play at Washington, highly nationally ranked Washington, on Wednesday. And then on Friday you'll play at another nationally ranked school, of course, UCLA. Are you in the position now to really concentrate and scout for one match at a time?
Yeah, that's important. It is tough during preseason when you have a tournament type schedule that you're playing, more than one match in a day. A lot of times you only have maybe one film on that opponent. And so, that makes it difficult. Now, getting into the Pac-12, we typically have a little bit more time to scout, more films to watch. This week is a little bit different because it's a pretty quick turnaround, playing Washington on Wednesday and then a day in between and then going to UCLA. But yeah, it is, I think, a little easier, especially on our student athletes' bodies and recovery, things like that. So it's nice to, get out of the tournament type schedule and into more of a routine type schedule with Pac-12.
That day in between is really not a day off either. You'll be traveling that day from Seattle to LA.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a tough start, both these matches being on the road, but we've been battle tested as far as being on the road, and you're right, we play Washington, and then we'll turn around and travel to LA, Thursday, and then play a great UCLA team as well on Friday. So, it isn't necessarily a day off where we can relax as much, but that's okay.
Because you have such a veteran team at this point in time, does it help that they are experienced? They're not wondering about these venues. They've been there. They've played in them.
Yeah, absolutely. Having 8 freshmen last year at the same time that had, not only been to, none of these venues, but hadn't played any Pac-12 matches before. It's a little bit better this year as far as only 2 freshmen, traveling and seeing these venues for the first time. So much more experience in this year's group, and that'll be great for us.
Your blocking this week is ranked 3rd nationally. That has to be an area that you're quite happy with. What makes a good blocking team and being able to be ranked that high nationally?
Yeah, that blocking is definitely one of our strengths, I would say. A lot of that comes with our serve, which, most people may not know. If we serve tough, we can make the other team pretty predictable and, set up a nice strong block around that hitter. So I would say that that's kind of where our blocking starts, is we actually focus a lot on our serve. And then I think being pretty disciplined and working at it in practice, the technique especially. And, they probably get a little tired of us coaches, nitpicking every little detail. But, with that, then it comes a lot of success blocking.
If you were to give a most improved award on your team, just from the start of practice this year to where we are today, or maybe a couple of players, who would you nominate for that?
Man, that's a tough question. I see a lot of people doing some great things. I would say Taylor Mims has been doing some wonderful things for us, and really being more aggressive than she was. And I think that comes with the experience. A year under her belt, and she's so athletic and just hasn't played, a lot of high-level volleyball, didn't play, club and things like that. So I think just that experience has really made her probably one of the most improved. But I think everybody, just our gym practice-wise, is pretty tough, and we're competing against each other every single day. And with all that experience and high-level competition in our gym right now, it makes everybody better.
You've talked about how fast the pace is of Pac-12 play. Have you seen that in your preseason already?
Yeah, I think this year, we tried to strengthen our preseason schedule, and we did that, especially right out of the gates, going to a really tough tournament at Purdue. So we saw, a high-level team in Kentucky, and then, Purdue, who has been playing extremely well. We lost a tough one to them, and they have some great players, the level that we will definitely see in the Pac-12. And then it played a tough Wyoming team as well. So started it off just like that, and then had some great competition at Long Beach and here at home, and then this last weekend at Baylor as well. So I think just as far as our preseason goes, we definitely scheduled this year a little bit closer to what the Pac-12 level will be.